When I found Billy at the bar, I went up and gave him a welcome lesson, then slammed him into the bar like he was a sack of flour. I asked Billy about Trent's hideout, but he was stubborn as a child, babbling nonsense. Just as I planned to use force, a gun-wielding heroine emerged behind me. Hearing the bullet load, I raised my hands like a caught bunny. "Who's your daddy?" After that, she delivered a gentle reminder to Billy's thigh. Billy screamed like a little baby, immediately giving up and saying they were hiding at a junkyard about 5 kilometers away, apparently a hotspot for. After getting the address, I didn't kill him but left. Trent felt as nervous as a monkey, sensing danger, and ordered his men to prepare to leave. Sure, Dren's instincts were right. I looked outside the scrapyard. As they left, they stupidly took my son Brown and left Vic behind. I swaggered in like, I'm not here for a show. At the moment everyone let their guard down, I started counterattacking while running, like a kid in a snowball fight. People around me were dropping down one after another. It was just like magic, and I felt my way inside, which was truly unexpected. On the second floor, 3 tried to stop me, but I was like Superman, taking them down easily. I found my son bound in a corner. Luckily, Vic was unscathed, but Brown was gun-proof, just like that. Suddenly, alarms went off outside like a hurricane, and SWAT showed up like rockets, ready for a big showdown. I told my son when the SWAT team arrives to raise his hands like a lost sheep to ensure his safety. No sooner had I said it than the SWAT team arrived. Vic raised his hands as instructed, just to make sure I wasn't mistaken. They asked me to take off my shirt, and for my son, I could only laugh it off, my scars looking like a bunch of dog legs, testaments of my struggle. The moment Vic arrived right in front of the SWAT team, he just leaped out of the window like lightning onto a big truck down below, just like a superhero making an entrance. I sped off in a police car and received a message from Dad that night, meeting me at Uncle Don's cabin by the lake like a secret get-together. I pulled up a sealed box from the lake with a rope filled with Don's hidden weapons and clothes. It felt like uncovering a treasure map. I only took the weapons and put the clothes back, and Vic showed up. It was like a father-son showdown. Subtitle: I requested my son to search for a drug dealer named Ely, and he effortlessly found the information, as if he had opened a horizontal banner. My pace caught my son off guard. Before we knew it, we were on a transport plane. I asked him to find Ranger Sean to pick us up after. My son seized the opportunity to apologize. I knew it wasn't his fault until he explained he was upset about losing his brother. Finally, we bonded. The pilot reminded me to jump, and I did without hesitation. Fearless my goal, rescue Rationally from prison. As everyone was in a panic, I sneaked onto the rooftop, spotting Rationally in the corner like unlocking the secrets of a maze. Hamzel, seizing the chance, I swiftly subdued him, secretly wore a SWAT uniform, and cautiously moved towards Rationally, as if in a game. As my guys saw me approach, they tried to block me. I swiftly showed them who was boss, claiming I was sent by Drens. Rationally didn't bat an eye and followed me out successfully, but when Sean showed up, he realized I wasn't his son's hire after all. But it was too late for him. He had to hop into Sean's pickup. While leaving, Vic caught up and chimed in, curious about that. In the car, Sean mentioned how I single-handedly took down the Al-Qaeda command center years ago. Vic was stunned. Turns out, Dad's a legend. Just as we were chatting, Rationally quietly picked up a screwdriver and stealthily stuffed it into his sleeve, like something out of a movie. We stopped at a private airport. Before leaving, I told my son to send him the coordinates to catch the dealer, bring the narcotics team. Rationally still wanted to tag along with Sean, but I shot that down. Sean had already done more than enough. Too good for his own good. Soon, Drens received my call, with Rationally as a hostage. He had no choice but to spill where he was hiding out. We soon reached the abandoned cement yard, with Drens' men bringing Brown an all-out exchange. Knowing Rationally would pull a stunt, I strapped a shotgun to him. But he pulled the screwdriver out, giving me an universal surprise instead. Subtitles: He then turned around and ran away, witnessing his father's early death. What a melodramatic and clean plot. Drens immediately ordered his crew to snipe Brown back, while the others unleashed a frenzied attack on me. Bullets were flying all around me. The pain was unbearable. I yanked out the screwdriver and charged at one of the shooters, just like an action movie. I then blew up a nearby pickup, and the rest dropped like they'd been hit by a thunder battle over. I headed into the building like a shadowy figure. Before Drenz left, he ordered his men to do whatever it took to take me down. The DA showed up, and in the chaos, my son's voice was getting closer. Suddenly, several thugs rushed out, leaving me vulnerable. Despite severe injuries, my attacks grew fiercer like the Avengers. Despite suffering from severe injuries, I finally managed to take down everyone. When the DA showed up, the plane Drenz was on had already taken off, and the voices of my son and me were getting closer. Though they unleashed heavy fire, for me, it was like watching a whatever performance couldn't touch me. I watched the plane gradually receding, thinking this wasn't over. Vince had no idea I'd be right beside him. I told my son to stay quiet and sneakily hid behind the cargo in the plane's tail, ready for a sneak attack. But Drenz noticed and aimed his weapon at me, unleashing a hail of bullets. This whole scene could have been in an action blockbuster. At that moment, the plane's body ruptured from the fierce fighting, flames engulfing the engine as it plummeted, like a scene from a great escape. I knocked Drenz down, and before he could stand back up, I kicked him again, a real big surprise. Everyone thought my son and I were done for, but as fate would have it, with the scene change, a huge explosion erupted just as the plane ignited. We appeared parachuting in the moonlight. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated with the latest content. We'll keep entertaining you.